Hey, it's Nikas. So, step 11 suggests prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with the God of our understanding, praying only for knowledge of His will or its will and the power to carry that out. So, prayer and meditation are a communication device technique. Um, you know, on the human level, we text, we call, we write, we send flowers. But on the spiritual level, the way that we communicate with this higher power is that we pray and we meditate. Praying is the way that we actually talk to God or our higher power or this universal consciousness, the thing that gives us intuition. And meditation is how we listen to this thing, which is completely different, right? Usually we're used to listening to everything with our ears. But I don't know about you, but the last time intuition came to me through my ears was never. Intuition is like a body sensation. It's something that you feel. And so meditation is the way that we, it's a daily practice on how to feel, get your body experience practiced. So let's talk quickly about prayer. So prayer, it talks all about prayer on 85 through 89 in the big book. That's step 11. And there's some suggestions there. But what I like to do with my sponsees, the first meeting I sit down with them and we figure out if this is going to be a match. And the second meeting is I give them a prayer, a unique prayer that came to me. And I give them that as a guide to start praying. I will attach that below this, but I'll say the prayer is, God, please show me the truth today of every situation I encounter, whether it be out here or whether it be up here. Please show me the truth, and then give me the courage and strength to always turn towards that truth that you show me. Right? So, and the second part of the prayer is, God, please give me moment-to-moment consciousness, a real-time sense of awareness, that I might be right here, right now, residing in the power of now. And while I'm here, I might be able to observe myself being myself, right? So keeping myself in moment-to-moment consciousness, right, is kind of keeping yourself in the now is generally pretty difficult. But if you ask God to keep you in the now, you know, that phrase that God can do for us all the things we can't do for ourselves, well, there's one that I couldn't do by myself. So I asked God for assistance. And so that prayer was unique, and it came to me as I call it the prayer for awakening. And again, I'll put that below. The second part of this step 11 is meditation. So I take people through the exercise of learning how to meditate. And for me, what meditation really is it's the practice of listening. So usually we listen with our ears. That's great. We can all hear really well with our ears. It's really difficult to listen with other parts of our body, like, say, I don't know, your belly or your, well, we can listen pretty well with our feelings, but with our intuitive, like, sort of sixth sense listener, that's pretty difficult usually for people. It's especially busy if your mind is all loud and noisy. But so practicing meditation is a time to allow this to get quiet, and when that gets quiet, I can feel the rest of my body. I can feel with all the different senses I have. So meditation is the art of, in my opinion, is the art of allowing everything to be as it is, right? So as a me, if I'm busy doing me activities, if I'm a Nikas doing a Nikas activity for a Nikas result, that's a doing. So I'm sitting down to meditate, and I'm watching my breath, saying a mantra, whatever it is. I am doing an activity for a result, which is basically, it's a self or an ego that's sitting down to meditate. Because this ego is looking to get something out of it. So really, my version of meditation is sitting down and letting everything go, like actually surrendering, like actually seeing what happens, discovering what happens when Nikas is not busy being and doing Nikas, right? So, sorry. What I will often do is just sit down and begin to relax. My mind is thinking. I let it think. If it's very busy today, it's very busy. If it's very quiet today, it's very quiet. It's whatever it is. When I allow everything to be as it is, that means I'm allowing my mind to be whatever it is. So it's a way of sort of giving up control, or it's a way of kind of like letting go of a doing by just kind of by relaxing into being, right? You can just be meditation. You know, if there's a doer doing meditation, excuse me. If there's a doer doing meditation, it's an activity. While you're engaged in an activity, it's incredibly hard to listen. And it's incredibly hard to listen deeply to that thing called intuition, which, in my humble opinion, is how the universe talks to us, or how God speaks directly to me, right? So my definite intuition or God's will it's the sort of thing that deep down in your belly that says, do this, don't do that, walk away, say you're sorry, clean up your mess, don't leave that there, take the cart back. It gives you directions, not reasons why, not story about. It just gives you really short, sweet commands. They're very, very direct. Do this, don't do that. My will, however, is this crazy thing up here that tells me, well, if I do this, then that'll happen. And well, if I do that, then that'll happen. There's this negotiation. There's always some sort of story that I'm in the middle of, right? So that story can still exist up here, but an intuition is down here. And as long as there's a story up here, it's really difficult to hear this. So meditation is it's the practice of cessation, of letting go. And when I finally let go, what happens is my mind starts to get quiet on its own. It really does. It's kind of like when you take a dog to the dog park and you let it off the chain. Oh my God, first of it's just running. But after a while of just letting it be, letting it just do what it does, it settles down, comes back and sits next to you. And here's this whole dog park full of dogs. And suddenly your dog's just happy, kicking it next to you. Just sort of ran itself out, if you will. And the mind is kind of like that too. If you just allow the mind to be the mind, then at some point it quiets down. So the first part of meditation is to just sit and relax and allow everything to be as it is. We start to listen. We come into a deep state of listening. And this listening isn't necessarily just with our ears. I mean, it is. A deep state of listening includes your ears, but it is not limited to your ears. You listen with all parts of your body. You listen with your entire being. That means you listen with your other senses as well. You listen with your smell. If the wind is blowing, you listen with the sensation of the wind on your skin. You're just taking in experience. You're just taking in the experiential sensation of being present. Right? So meditation isn't about sitting down, in my humble opinion, is not about sitting down and watching your breath. Because when you're doing that, you're doing an activity which excludes everything else. What we're doing is we're sitting down and we're practicing the art of letting go. Actually, it would really be called surrender. So surrender, if surrender has a look and a soundtrack, it's this. It's really just a cessation. It's a stopping of doing. How do you surrender? Just stop. Stop doing. But. Yeah, no buts. Just stop. Just let go. It's really that simple. So meditation is a daily, and step 11 is really, really clear. Upon retiring at night, upon waking in the morning, and many times throughout the day. My sponsor used to wave his 3 fingers in my face and say, ding dong, how many times a day at least are you going to connect with your higher power? I'd say 3. He says, yeah, 3 times a day. Not 3 times a week, not 3 times a month, 3 times a day. That's what step 11 says. And if you're going to be practicing AA, the AA program as outlined in the book, that means you're going to be doing a lot of prayer and meditation, buddy. And I was like, okay. And really, once I actually did start having a daily practice, morning, night, and even throughout the entire day of connecting, that's when stuff really, really changed. That's when I really started opening up. That's when I really started to spiritually awaken. Imagine that. So, prayer is us asking, please show me, direct me, intuitively guide me. And meditation is the art of letting go, surrendering, letting go into God, and awaiting to take direction. When I have a still mind, I can actually hear what's happening in my belly. So that practice, that daily practice that we do, that results in throughout the day, you'll notice if you're like stressed out about something, or when that figure comes out, you know you're not in surrender. You know you're in opposition. You're in conflict, which is the opposite of being in surrender. It's the opposite of letting go. It's seizing up. So if you start your day and find that space of complete surrender, you will then know throughout the day when you are unsurrendered, when you're actually really, really crazy in the head. Because the two are very, very contrasting. You will be able to see this simply because you know what that feels like on a daily basis. You know, it says in the book, we are not cured. We have a daily reprieve contingent upon the maintenance of our spiritual condition. And the way that we maintain it is through prayer and meditation. Imagine that. So, prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with the God of our understanding. And the way that God speaks to me is through intuition. All right. Praying only for knowledge of its will for me and the power to carry that out. So that when I get this intuitive direction, then I have the power and the strength and the wherewithal to freaking get off my butt and do what it tells me to do. And that's a sense of intuitive integrity, right? Which is very important. So you can have an intuitive thought, but if you don't follow it, it's out the window. And you know what happens when we usually don't follow our intuition? Bad stuff. At least not things that we want to happen, right? Because we didn't follow our intuition. So this is a practice about learning how to follow your intuition on a daily basis, really learning how to follow that. And you know, it's one of those things where you got to get it wrong to get it right. There's a wonderful phrase, we have to lose our balance sometimes to find our balance, right? It's through losing your balance do you actually find what's right. And so really it's not this and it's not this, it's, as the Buddha says, it's the middle way. It's right down the center. And you learn that by experimenting, by playing with it, by seeing if you're getting it right. Your body is a wonderful experiential barometer that will tell you how you feel. I got it wrong. Or, I got it right. So listen to your body. Listen to this thing. Prayer is asking. Meditation is listening. It's listening how, practicing how to listen. That's all meditation is. So I'm going to come out with a couple, a 10-minute, a 5-minute, and a 3-minute meditation to be able to guide you through a very short, sweet meditation experience of letting go. Just surrendering. That is what has worked for me, and that is what I want to give to you And, I have found that it's often very difficult to get people to do something without giving them sometimes a little additional direction. So I will be coming out with 3 meditations, a 10, a 5, and a 3-minute to be able to sort of complete this process. So thank you very much. I hope you're all having a great... Oh, disclaimer. Anything I said here today is from my own experience. It's from me doing the steps, having a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, and through sponsoring. So if it does not resonate for you, that's okay. It doesn't have to. If it does resonate for you, fantastic. Give it a shot. Because really, there's the shortest line in the book. It works. It really does. It really does. So, blessings to all.